Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Here are the top 10 unsettling submarine discoveries caught on camera. We're going deep again, let's do it. Kicking off the list at number 10, Fangtooth. A nice scary name off the hop. Nice, we love it. This first deep sea discovery comes from the fine researchers at Monterey Bay Research Institute, MBARI. Every time you see a deep sea video that blows your mind, more often than not it's the MBARI crew. They like to go deep down and get some scary stuff. The fangtooth are often found around 1,700 feet deep. They live in the deep dark depths of the Marianas Trench. I really hope they stay there. In relation to their body size, this teeth, the largest teeth in the ocean, easily. I mean, look at this. It's kind of hard not to make fun of them. These guys have a special little pocket in the roof of their mouths, which are used to store their teeth so they actually, close their mouths. In case you're wondering, how it's so big and all. They store them. They have a trunk for their teeth. That's so alien. Why are fish so alien? The fangtooth has been described by the MBARI team as a face only a mother could love. What a roast that is. They don't have very good eyesight at all, but again, with teeth like that, who needs eyes, really? These guys hunt just by bumping into their prey. They sense vibrations and movements in the water, just like Daredevil. Number 9, Gran Rojo jellyfish. First discovered in the mid-90s, although they weren't officially categorized as a new species until 2003, the Gran Rojo jellyfish, for 13 years we were just confused on what we were looking at, or what to call them. Not only did their discovery come with a new species classification, but also a new subfamily, so it was a pretty big deal. Worth the wait, I would say. The species was originally called Big Ugly, which again, unnecessary roast for a deep sea fish. Let's just say Big Scary. Can we say Big Scary? That's better. Why does it have to be Big Ugly? Eventually they landed on Big Red, which is nice. We'll take that. These jellyfish are the largest of all sea jellies, obviously. They grow to around 76 centimeters in diameter, and they have 4 to 7 arms, like thick, fleshy arms, rather than, weak tentacles that we're used to seeing on jellyfish. Oh, they're so... I could be a jellyfish. I have jellyfish movements. While most jellies are transparent, these guys are red all over because, it's haunting that way. And because of their deep sea habitat, there's still so much we don't know about them, and only 23 have ever been found and identified in real life. So the research is currently lacking, to be honest. Scientists are doing their best to get us more clips, but they're rare. They're like aliens. It's gonna take some time to find them all, like Pokemon. Give us a minute. Number 8, the barrel-eye fish. This thing looks like an alien spaceship. I love this. Whatever fish this is, I want one. I'm kidding, leave it, we should leave it. 2 green alien eggs piloting a weird ship. This deep sea troublemaker is called a barrel-eye fish. It's also known as a spookfish, which makes more sense. They look like a Halloween decoration, for starters. The main attraction here, of course, are their large protruding telescopic eyes that are stored inside its transparent head. Take a minute to just kind of take that in. Its big head is see-through. We can see anything on this guy's mind. Just a fish dome made of soft, see-through tissue. We love that. They're unable to withstand change in pressure, so it's a good idea, very good idea, to leave the barrel-eye fish where they belong, or else their heads will just, it'll be ugly. After their initial discovery, the only way people who hadn't seen them in the deep, who wanted to see them, was through drawings. If I found a see-through fish and had to draw it for historians, I'd be like, hang on. No, what? I would be so screwed. They're often found around 800 meters deep in the ocean, pretty motionless as well. Again, very alien-like. Just sitting there on autopilot, just hovering. Number 7, the vampire squid. The vampire squid is the last surviving member of its order and has similarities with both the squid as well as the octopus. So basically, it's the most threatening animal I can imagine, honestly, and haunting to look at, of course. Also, its name is vampire squid, so obviously something's afoot here. Obviously, it's a little bit dangerous. 2 of these creatures somehow meeting in the middle. Just like a jellyfish, the vampire squid has a gelatinous body that helps it move quicker through the depths of the sea. The vampire squid is covered in light-producing organs called photophores, which they're able to use in a way that produces disorienting light flashes, to confuse its prey. Vampire disco attack. It'll just flash lights and dance in your face and you'll be like, oh shh. While the vampire squid doesn't have ink to blast out at its enemies, it does have the ability to shoot out a bioluminescent mucus. Glowy puke. That's almost worse than ink, in my humble opinion. That's way worse than ink. Also, this squid is able to regenerate its arms. So I think this all goes to say that if you're in a fight with a vampire squid, well, I really hope you came prepared because he definitely is. He's growing arms, he's dancing in your face, he's ready to go. Number 6, predatory tunicate. The predatory tunicate is like the Venus flytrap of the deep sea. Doesn't that sound haunting already? Predatory tunicate is straight up one of the most unique creatures I've ever learned about working on this channel. Honestly. Looks like something you'd fight in Super Mario Sunshine. How is that a real thing? What in the hell? They start off life like tadpoles do. Then they swim until they find a perfect spot, either along a canyon wall or the seafloor or something sturdy. Once they found their spot, they plant themselves using a natural adhesive that they produce. Once planted, they will undergo a huge change. Clearly. And this is where they'll stay for the rest of their lives. They're super picky about where they set up camp because, well, they're there forever. This is their new home, essentially. On the side of a rock right next to Coral Lane. Come visit. Let's do it. Well. In order to find the perfect spot, they need to make sure that both the chemicals in the water in that area, as well as the temperature of the water, is just right. And unfortunately, if these guys do get moved from their location and chose to make their home somewhere else, they will die. So it's imperative that we leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't be poking anything in the ocean. Hit that thumbs up. Don't be hitting fish. They basically wait for food to drift on by, and then just like a Venus flytrap, when they get their meal in their mouths will close automatically until they're done digesting. Then they'll just go and then open back up. Predatory tunicate is a point of study in the medical world because they actually have been known to help with more serious medical conditions. So as scary and weird as it is to look at, he's literally saving lives. Number 5, snapping shrimp. I have to include a snapping shrimp because I always see these guys pop up on Reddit when I'm scrolling through in the dead of the night, and these guys will pop up and they'll haunt me. Snapping shrimp pack the hardest punch. They look nice, but they'll hit you before you even blink. Will Smith style, you won't even see it coming. Its punch is so powerful that it creates a sonic boom underwater. Here's a clip of a mantis shrimp punching through a fisherman's gear.
Ow! Ow! That really hurt. This dude grabbed a hold of my booty, put a hole in this booty.
He has no idea what he just pulled out of the depths of the sea. This thing just punched through skin and gear, just like that. And he's tiny. Pistol shrimp hit their prey at 100 kilometers an hour, and in doing so, a large air bubble is created, and because of this, Mike Tyson shrimp, he's so quick with the right hook, the following pop is around 200 decibels. So should the mantis shrimp miss that first punch, the sound alone will stun their prey. Or if they're lucky, that sound will kill them, instead of, into their head. Number 4, the long-arm squid. Ooh, long-arm boys, here we are. The big fin squid is not often seen, and honestly thank goodness for that because they're so terrifying to look at, as are the other things on this list. They can be found in many different oceans, but they live in the permanently dark zone, so you don't have to worry about your foot touching one anytime soon. They live at around 1,219 meters or 4,000 feet deep in the sea. On November 11, 2007, as an ROV was searching around the dark waters in the Gulf of Mexico, it was able to catch one of these guys on film. While there's still a ton that remains a mystery about these elusive creatures, it's believed that they grow to be around 23 feet long. Yeah, they're really long. The real creepy stance that these guys have also, how they're so still, not a fan. So still and so large. Big forbidden deep sea spaghettis. No thank you. Number 3, giant isopods. Big nope on these ones, here we go. I can't do deep sea anything, so these videos are always exciting to me. My palms get sweaty when I'm making these scripts for you. These giant isopods, so scary. These large crustaceans can reach lengths around 15 inches, and while it's not the biggest deep sea creature of all time, it's still pretty insane for what this thing is. For example, this footage comes from the NOAA team. This was 5 years ago in the Gulf of Mexico. Take a look. Yeah, you thought bugs were gross. These things can swim so fast and then just attach themselves onto your back. Ugh, I'm never swimming again. That's so quick and so gross. Little legs. Oh, I hate those legs. Giant isopods get their size from what is known as deep sea gigantism, which is an evolutionary tendency for deep sea creatures to grow larger than their shallow water counterparts. It isn't exactly clear why this happens, but we see it in giant shrimp as well. It happens and we're like, what? It is thought that maybe it's because of the cold temperatures, which may increase cell life and lifespan, but still, we're pretty clueless at this point. Giant isopods are scavengers, which usually wait to collect scraps of what is left over from another predator's meal. Yeah, then they just scurry over with their big giant many legs and then just latch on. Number 2, deep sea anglerfish. I'm glad I put deep sea in there in case, you somehow forgot about these. Look, these fish are big and scary and they have tentacles flying out of them. They have the disco ball of death floating in front of their big scary mouths. We know that about these deep sea horrors by now. But what makes the anglerfish so unique in the ocean world is that the males will be attached for life. And I mean that in a literal sense. Male anglerfish do not look the same at all as the female. They are tiny, they can't even lift groceries. Look at these little dudes. So what they'll do is they'll find a suitable mate, bite into her stomach, their skin will then go and fuse together, and their blood will all be the same blood. How insane is that? Only a few years ago, we got footage of a mating pair, and it's crazy. Check this out. The males are much smaller than the females, and they can survive purely on the nutrients from the female's blood. Yeah, they're parasitic. Their entire life goal is to find a leading lady to do all the work. Yeah, must be nice, eh? Easy. To be fair, look at this guy. He can't hunt. This guy can't even book his own doctor's appointment. Think he's gonna go find dinner? No way. And finally, number 1, the Gulf of Mexico shipwreck. Yeah, I'm gonna include a Gulf of Mexico shipwreck for number 1 because we've talked about so many Gulf of Mexico horrors. I saw a ghost ship as a kid and that was it. I was scared forever, never going on a boat in the sea ever again. The Gulf of Mexico is no stranger to shipwrecks. There's about 4,000 laying down there right now. That's what happens when you steal buckets of gold and then you try and flee on a dinghy. You end up sinking a lot, more often than not. So when ex-con oil workers found this sunken ship, 26,000 feet below the surface, they were pumped. They immediately told the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, who later tried to explore the wreck, but during its first attempts, equipment kept failing. The sub they were planning on using as well kept malfunctioning right before departure. Video would cut out, sonar wouldn't work, so they sent the Navy out there. They sent a research sub as well, but the rover wasn't operational. The arms were too tiny as well, so they had no way of really taking a look into this thing and discovering it. That's for sure haunted. That's why I put it as number 1. That is a literal graveyard. Doesn't matter if it's below the water or above here. I wouldn't go into the woods and start exploring an area where like a plane crash happened. No chance. That's the same under the sea. Leave it alone. That's just bad juju. Those are shipwrecks. What are we doing? Those are the top 10 unsettling submarine discoveries caught on camera. If you want more, you know I'll come back. I'm Taylor McWatters, and I'll see you next time on Most Amazing Top 10. Bye.